All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again. Thank y'all so much for coming over, man. Got this video here from Sean Ryan Clips. It says, Clive Davis, the mastermind behind the P. Diddy monster. Now, look, it was things talking about his upbringing, talking about Diddy, the things that his mother did, but Clive Davis in this music industry, like, whew, boy, I know this is gonna be crazy because I reacted to something a little similar. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
P. Diddy has been getting away with all kinds of stuff. There was that shooting that he walked from. We've seen some clips of women. I mean, that's pretty standard operating procedure for him. But now there's 8 lawsuits that have been filed against him.
This is 7 months ago.
And then in 1993, he and Clive Davis founded Bad Boy Records. Clive Davis, how do you describe Clive Davis? There's an infomercial about him now, which is a document. It's being called a documentary. And it makes him look like this benign octogenarian that's helped all these rock stars with their careers. But people in the music industry really don't like Clive Davis, most of them. And his criminality is kind of amazing. He got busted. He's been for filing false tax returns 3 times and then defrauding the IRS 3 times. He was involved in the biggest payola scandal. That's when record companies give money to radio stations to play their songs. Mm-hmm. He was part of the biggest payola scandal of all time as president of ABC Records. And then there was a Genovese crime guy named Pasquale Falcone. And he got busted smuggling 22 pounds of heroin into the United States.
Jeez.
And the Justice Department started digging into him, and they came across all these shell companies that he headed. And Clive Davis was funneling money from ABC Records to these shell companies. So I've just told you about 2 decades worth of criminality by Clive Davis. And that guy has not spent 1 night in jail. That's what's amazing about him. So in 1993, I think he takes P. Diddy by the hand and they get on the yellow brick road. And P. Diddy has been engaged in all kind of criminal behavior, but nothing has come out. And I believe for Clive Davis, this is just my surmise, for a guy to commit as many felonies as he's committed and not spend a day in jail, I believe he's working for the government on some level as an informant.
I've heard that before. Because again, there's so many people who seem powerful. It is different. There's people who are in the position of power, and ones who seem powerful, like ones who have been given the green light. I just feel like with that comment that he just said, and I've heard that before, when you know someone has done all these crazy things or even been alleged of all these crazy things and nothing ever seems to happen, it's like, come on, man. Come on. It's deeper than we think.
I mean, who knows? But so
an informant for what? What makes you think he's working for the government?
I would say like an informant for the FBI or...
For what? What would they be collecting?
I mean, a guy in that position, I'm sure, has quite a panoramic view of certain types of corruption and criminality.
Where? In what realm?
In the music realm.
Do you think the FBI is actually interested in the music realm?
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of laws on the books about what people could, like the payola scandal. It's against the law for people to give money, for record companies to give money to radio stations. And who knows? I mean, I've heard that that's still going on, but the FBI might want. It's difficult to know. I mean, the FBI might want to enforce that law.
I mean, the Epstein stuff totally makes sense to me. It totally makes sense how that guy would be in intelligence and in holding as many U.S. politicians and elites as they possibly can with blackmail. That makes perfect sense to me. I'm not familiar with this man. I don't think that would be on the same level, and I have no idea. This is the first I'm hearing about this, so just take whatever I'm saying with a grain.
I mean, Clive Davis is like, him, Quincy Jones, these guys are like the godfathers when it comes to like the behind the scenes, people who working with all of these artists. What he said about Epstein is very, very true, though. That could have been a reason why they took him out. But yeah, Clive, like, it gets really dark with him, too, because there's so many people that he is connected to. The Diddys, the Whitney Houstons, hey, boy, yeah, it gets dark. If he don't know, he know now, for sure.
Assault, but it seems very low level compared to the Epstein stuff.
Oh no.
Well, the thing about Clive Davis and why I'm suspicious of Clive Davis is, how do you commit that many felonies and not spend a day in jail?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And then he gets busted committing felonies, and then he gets like the next great record executive job.
Right.
And then he gets busted doing something else, and then he gets the next great record executive job. So I think that the only way that you can commit those kind of felonies and not spend a night in jail is if you've got something worked out.
Do you think they're holding him? Do you think he may be some type of an informant to blackmail artists into messaging whatever narrative they want in the public eye through musicians? It's
difficult to know, but people think of the power that musicians, rock stars have.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, I can't remember the numbers, but they say Taylor Swift could influence an enormous percentage of the U.S. population in an election.
It is very true. Things don't go extremely viral until a celebrity does it. If Taylor Swift said from now on we should all go barefoot and not wear shoes, watch how many people gonna follow. You know what I mean? Take the lens out your glasses, everybody. It don't matter what she say, people are going to do it. It's incredible how many people follow the leader. You know what I mean? Because that's how big their influence is. You know what I mean?
And so that's why I'm asking. I'm not 100%. Actually, I have no idea who Davis is affiliated with, what kind of musicians he's affiliated with.
The biggest names.
Yeah.
As in who?
Bruce Springsteen. I mean, people like that. He's launched a lot of...
So he could be blackmailing elite musicians to message particular narratives for FBI, CIA.
That's the thing. I just don't know. I mean, but how does a guy commit that many felonies and not spend a day in jail? That is with Clive Davis, that's what I've been trying to get my mind around. And the only thing I can think of is he's an informant of some kind. I mean, if you or I got busted defrauding the IRS just once, we'd probably have to spend some time in jail.
Oh yeah, I mean they put Bernie Carrick in prison for, was it tax evasion for paying
Yeah.
for paying his nanny cash. That's tax evasion.
So how does this guy?
I mean, how does everybody pay? I mean, everybody who has lawn care service, are those, is that on the books?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me a break. So
how does a guy get? I mean, he's defrauded. He's been busted defrauding the IRS 3 times. I mean, and filing false tax returns 3 times. So how does it? And then that's not even getting into the payola and the shell companies that he's hooking up with the Genovese guy. I just don't understand how that guy doesn't spend a day in jail.
yeah.
And I don't understand how there's a documentary about him. Well, I kind of understand that. That makes him out to be this benign.
It's like what he really asking is like, how have you not even really investigated this man? We talk about the music, he's talking about the taxes and all that. Look, it's a lot that goes into this, and when people are put in a position to succeed, influence, and bring other people along with them and have them do things because they're promised certain things. Look, especially, I mean, hell, not even just the black community, but just anybody who comes from nothing, when you start seeing like those advance checks that they give, and you bring somebody from the hood and be like, look, we're gonna give you 100,000, 200,000, hell, some of them, even 1 million, money they thought they would never even get close to. Man, they'll do anything. And then once anything shows up, then it starts to get weird and strange. And guess what? It's too late. You can't go nowhere. You can't leave. And then guess what? That's when they start to turn to that stuff, that booger sugar, all that stuff to help them deal with the things that they are doing and seeing. And then when that gets too tough, y'all know what follows. But like I said, hey, it's a lot of stuff that this man has been accused of. My whole thing is like, with all this that he's saying, there ain't been no type of investigation at all. That's wild.
Octogenarian.
The only reason I'm asking is I'm just curious, what do you think that intelligence agencies would get out of having him on the books? The only thing that can come to my mind is messaging.
Like rock stars have a tremendous amount of power.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, who knows? With Clive Davis, I live in New York City and I know some people in the music industry. And they look at him as like the Antichrist. I mean,
really?
Yeah. There's this infomercial, aka documentary about him that, as I said, makes him look as a kindly octogenarian. But the people that I know in the music industry do not hold Clive Davis in very high regard. And in 1993, he hooks up with P. Diddy and they launch Bad Boy Records, which becomes this unbelievable success. Now, P. Diddy has been getting away with all kinds of stuff. There was that shooting that he walked from. Shine took the fall for it.
Yeah.
And we've seen some clips of him and women. I mean, that's pretty standard operating procedure for him. But now there's 8 lawsuits that have been filed against him.
Didn't he skip the country immediately after his place was busted?
Well, he was going to skip the country.
He didn't.
But I think he stayed in Florida. And I could be wrong there, but he's got these 8 lawsuits.
Okay, so they're getting into all the, because this video is from 7 months ago. I just wanted to do some backtracking, and go look. I want to look at things and I'm just trying to figure out with Diddy, like the whole why, like why are you like this? Like you got all this money, all this fame, can pretty much get any woman you want, but yet the way you're doing it, allegedly, it's just crazy. Like, do you know how many women would probably want to participate in those damn freak offs? I'm saying would want to, but it's something about having someone do something that they don't want to do that he's attracted to. And when I say don't want to, like, no means no. It doesn't matter when you say it, it's the fact that you said it. So someone can participate in 2, 3, 4 of those freak offs. But the moment they say, no, I don't want to do it no more, and you like try to force them to, that's a problem. And I think that's what's happening in this case. There was a time where they thought like, okay, maybe once, maybe twice, but what's the one chick Jane talking about 18 hours? And boy, yeah. But that was some information I didn't know about Clive Davis with the whole tax and all that stuff, man. But it's been a lot said about him. And like I said, Quincy Jones as well. I feel like all of these people in the industry that are at the top, that if you want to get in there, just know you're going to have to do a lot of strange stuff to stay relevant. For sure. For sure. But hey, appreciate you guys coming over and watching, man. Peace out.